Welcome, guys, to another episode of The Candy Show. I'm your host, Candy. You are right here tuned into the official Instagram page, and it is Candy Talk Show. Make sure you are subscribed to the official YouTube page, and that's capital C and the number 2, Candy Productions 2. Guys, let's welcome our returning guest, who is no stranger to The Candy Show. Guys, I want you to welcome singer, songwriter, and producer, Mr. Melvin Edmonds Jr.
Hello, thank you. Thank you for having me, Candy.
You're so welcome. Thank you. I want to give us first foremost, I want to make sure we shout out your beautiful wife and the Edmonds music team for making this happen today. So shout out to Miss Brianna Edmonds and
Yes, thank
team.
you, thank you. And team, yes.
That's right. You have some visitors in the building. I see someone said, that's my son-in-law. Whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah, my mother-in-law.
All right, what's going on? You haven't been here for a couple years. I see you have some new music.
Yes. Developments just straight. I stepped away and just to develop my sound, and now we found something and we're back. So
Awesome,
it's
awesome,
working hard. So
awesome. Okay, I'm loving your background. I love that.
thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, last time you were here, it was like an introduction to who Melvin Edmonds Jr. is.
Yes.
So for those who do not know, reintroduce yourself.
Okay. Well, I'm Melvin Edmonds Jr., son of the late great Melvin Edmonds Sr. of After 7, and also nephew of yours truly, Kenny Babyface Edmonds.
Awesome. Shout out now. Hey, that's some Naptown, Indianapolis relations going on right there. Yes, yes, yes.
All day long.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy schedule. Won't hold you too long, but I know you are here and you have some new music.
Yeah.
Everything going on right now with you. Listen, I'm gonna give you straight up big ups. Big ups. I'm loving every last one of the songs that are out.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know, we wanted to do something different this year, start the year off right, and we sure did that this year. So
Yes, you started off this year with a bang, but then you also did something last year too. You released some music as well late last year, correct?
yeah, that was the build up. So it all comes back around tenfold. That was the build up to one of these songs catching a lot of attention, and once that happened, kind of came back around for the other songs that were released. So
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about so are you calling them singles or are you calling them songs?
they're singles. They're all singles. I'm playing right now. Evans Music, we're playing a singles game. Um, just for right now. Eventually we'll get to the album stages, but right now, yeah, we're kind of working the singles game right now.
I'm loving the fact that the R&B is coming back. That you brought it back.
That was the idea. Cause let's keep it real, R&B never dies. It's just people's attention, just went elsewhere because just like hip hop, R&B will start to sound come to a place where everyone sounded alike. So now, I'm seeing everyone starting to follow this trend of establishing their own sound again, and we're kind of running with that. So
I mean, when I said you bringing it back, you brought it back in full force. It's like as if that particular sound of the R&B never left. You had a little bit of a pause, but I mean, you just came barreling out. And then the next thing I know, I hear the song with you, a duet, woo, with your wife. I
oh
was like,
yeah,
what? Come on now, bringing back those duets. Thank you so much.
we got a few more we're gonna be releasing. So kid, just what I mean, stick around and you'll see. She's not much of a singer. She I'm not saying she's not much of a singer. You see, she's a great singer, but she just don't want to be on the artist side of things. So
I can understand that, but not only did she contribute to a duet, a beautiful duet,
Yes, thank
But then she was singing, and then I also heard she has some pen skills. So you guys, as a team, as a husband and wife team, you are working together in the capacity in which some people may not be able to, but you guys have combined the gifts together and you created this beautiful project. So tell me a little bit about Velvet Nights.
you. Velvet Nights, yeah, it originally it was something that was we had already started working on. It originally started with me, and I really got to see her skills throughout that process. Also, you feel me? So, um, like I said, Velvet Nights, we were holding on to, trying to figure out where to go with it, which way to go with it. That's when eventually she came and she was like, you remember Kenny? You know what I mean? Did a duet before, and I remember Kenny did many duets, and it caught a lot of attention. Love makes things happen. That's where she got the idea from. So we sat down, we compared songs, compared and contrast, and she, she already had something she was writing, so she went ahead and finished it, and I was like, hey, let's see what happens. Let's, you jump on it, and we see where we can take it. She jumped on it, and it was like a boxing match, and I'm gonna tell you one thing I noticed about her. She dog walked me that day. You know what I mean? But I learned something from her, and I learned how to come with the type of hunger that she came on the track with. So that's the difference. That's the difference right now. It's the energy within itself.
She said, I was nervous too.
Yeah,
I see
she
her
was
there.
nervous, but she got it done.
All right. I from 2 years ago up until now, I definitely see that there has been a tremendous attention to a rebranding or the marketing strategy. It went from literally from growing up to all the way, it just shot up from everything that I see with the marketing as far as the promotions, um, the quality of the songs that you have. I mean, I'm just like, goodness, all that talent was balled up a couple years ago, and you guys just let it go. Why? Why now?
Cause I feel like I think we've been tested the past couple years, right? Um, when I say tested, it's just off of the whole reality, the thought process of how bad do we want. You know what I mean? We won't want this, so trial and error. So a lot of the times, no, who really knows which way to go in the industry, right? No one knows. There's no one particular way. So, in the midst of everything, I feel like our team, not only myself vocal wise, but our whole team has found themselves through this journey, and that's why the grind it seems different. You know what I mean? It's just still the same people. It's just the grind is different. So we all in this journey had to find a piece of ourselves.
What seems to have surprised you or given you that surprise wow effect about this process since the last time you were on here?
Um, numbers going crazy. Okay, so and the impact also that I'm noticing that these new songs have. They're touching people. That was the idea. You know what I mean? I didn't expect numbers to jump the way they did. So once the numbers jumped, I realized that we have the attention. So once that happened, it was like, okay, I started noticing the impact of different people just from the messages they're leaving, like how the songs make them feel and this and that and third. So, you know, um, they were very impactful, and we want to continue to give that same energy with every release.
Mhm.
You know, I don't just do songs about love. You know what I mean? I do songs about, about loving yourself, self love. So this is the beginning of really the world getting to know me.
Mm.
And amongst working with other things, I mean, now since the year has begun and the stuff popped off, we did have we had a feature on the show. Yeah, we have a feature on the show. One of the songs, "Love," made it to China. I think it's China or Japan. The show's called the Love Between the Lines.
Oh,
So
wow.
it caught that. I also caught attention of we had a spot with a Chick-fil-A commercial spot. So
Cool. What was that about? Because I may not have seen that commercial. So what is it?
it was a little advertisement for Valentine's Day. So
Okay. Nice. Nice. You know, I wanted to talk about a couple of the songs because Whisper My Name, actually, like I said, I love them all. I'm a fan of them all. I'm a fan of real R&B music that gives you that feeling, the 90s feel. Uh,
yes.
Obviously, there's been overall consensus that that was like the best era in music, especially with R&B.
Hmm.
Was that your intention to give your listeners that type of feeling, taking them back to what R&B, represented?
My intention was that was part. You know what I mean? That's part of the attention. But I wanted to create something sensual, more for the grown folks.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because the kids got music that's releasing every day, so we gotta have music for grown folks. So that's my intention, and it's you know what I mean. I'm gonna always be here to cater music for the grown folks. So
I know that with the weight of you having the last name, not only just the last name, but you are a junior of a well respected person in the industry that has been very impactful. That has to be something that you, I don't want to say deal with, but has to always stay in the forefront of your mind. So, what is one thing that you continue to strive to do to make sure that you're not diluting that brand?
um, well, I still represent that brand. You know what I mean. But what I do is try focus more on my brand. You know what I mean. Let my brand lead the way, and I also you're gonna see something about what I'm saying, that brand, because what I'm saying, that's part of my legacy. I'm just a branch off of that legacy. So, that's just how I feel in it. And, I don't feel that it's a bad thing for me to constantly promote what my father and my uncles have done.
I love it. I love it. I love it. When you speak about Melvin Edmonds Jr., what is the biggest challenge that you have right now to keep yourself from feeling like you have to fall in his footsteps?
My biggest challenge, I would say with songs, with music itself, my father's I looks up to him. He has the best voice vocally, period. That out of anyone that I know. So my challenge has always been to understand my power I have vocally, and to not try to be him on the song. So that's my biggest problem right now.
Love it. Love it. Now I'm going to go back to the marketing and promotions. Again, definitely notice the growth there. Um, with the way the world is today and all of the new digital effects and all the AI, tell me a little bit about your opinion about AI and has it affected your music journey?
I have no problem with AI. I actually like the idea, but I think music. Okay, so here's my thought on it. If you have a little AI, it's not a problem, right? I don't. I feel like if you're putting you in it, because naturally human touch, you know what I mean. Everyone can tell the difference from something that's scripted and something that's actually come from feeling. So when you have straight AI, then you don't. There's no feeling there. You know, when it's something with the human touch, that's feeling. Therefore, it's gonna help you grow in all ways. I mean, especially through social media, because people know when the AI song come on. People know when it's a real person. So it's like I said, it's nothing wrong with a little AI. Like even when you look at groups back in the '90s, '80s, '70s, they were using auto tune then. So you know what I mean. It's all part of the mixing and mastering process. You use the tools to help take your song there. But you know what I mean? And that's it. Just using those few tools to take your song to that place where you're trying to go with it and just leave it as that. But don't fully let AI do it. That's just my thoughts on it.
I have to agree. As a total fan lover of the music industry, one thing as a patron, a paying patron, yes, and I said the word paying patron
Mm.
because you can it's one thing when you constantly just getting things for free, but I'm a fan, so I don't have a problem with paying for music. And I actually just posted something like that, a little relevance of that today, on Facebook. At the end of the day, for me as a paying patron, I want to know that when I'm paying my hard-earned money and you're asking for me to pay this money, I want a show. I want to know that you may and may not be able to sound exactly alike because we know how music and effects and things like that. But I want to know if I'm going to come to your show and I'm paying my money, can you sing? Can you perform?
Right now, it makes no see, and that's the thing. A lot of artists don't think about that. You know what I mean? I think everyone should think about that today. If you can't sing and you're doing that, eventually you're gonna be caught in a situation. Why? Because you can't hold a note, but yet you're faking like this is you, and that's the whole problem with it. And a lot of people will use it for that, but what's done in the dark always comes to light.
That is so true. That is so true. I had to bring that up because of it's so big right now. That's the big topic right now.
Hmm.
And that's just me. That's just how I feel. And apparently it sounds like you feel the same way. Now, with the songs that you do have out, everything is all about love and the slow motion and just making someone have that nice, warm, cozy, comfortable feeling. And I just want to hold you. I'm a dancer. So tell me, do you have any dance cuts coming?
I do have some more up tempo songs coming. I I am purposely holding those for the summertime. But there are some dance songs. But I must warn my dance the up my more up tempo songs is more about consciousness. So just
Okay.
hit, I'm just coming different with it. So
Okay.
um, that's it.
So with you releasing so far, and just correct me if I'm wrong, I see you have 3 songs out right now. Am I correct?
Yes, 3 new songs. Yes.
Okay, and so that's Velvet Nights, which is the duet with your beautiful wife.
Hmm.
Whisper My Name, Love, Your Love is something. Hold, I love how you did on that one right there. I could hear you. It's like, okay, he can sing, and then you started holding that note on that song. I was like, shut up.
That was more like that was what my wife called it the it's my time song. That stamped it right there. That song right there. So
Okay, I'm sure you get asked this same question now with the 3 songs out right now. Have you started performing yet? Let me say that. Let me ask you that.
Not yet. I mean, we are in talks with, you know what I mean, places and to do some shows. But as of right now, it's just more of we've been focused on building the catalog and getting our fan base up a little more.
Okay. All right. So which one of the three songs so far was the longest for you to actually construct and get to the recording process?
I would say out of the three, yeah, longevity. Yeah, it was very nice. That took the longest time. Yeah.
Is it because you were sharing that song with your wife, or is it because, tell me why?
It wasn't because I was sharing it with my wife. I can't be honest with you. It's because my mind was on so many other songs. I tend to start a lot of songs and get halfway done with them and be like, all right, I'll come back to that later. And then I get in the point where, all right, I have to finish these songs. So it was something that I totally forgot about, and we came up on it, and I was like, hold on, and and I sent it to my wife. Then she was like, I remember this song, but you know what I mean. That's when she meant it. That's when she mentioned doing a duet with it. So I was like, okay, cool.
I appreciate that thought process because we're missing it. I mean, we're missing it, period. And I say that
Yeah.
again, perspective of not just a person doing media, but a person who would buy a CD, who would purchase merch, who would purchase a ticket. I want to hear songs that gives me that feeling. I don't care what kind of song it is and where it's from, but I don't want to hear something that I feel like is not going to last very long. For me personally, as a patron of the music.
When I understand, me looking at my family and seeing what they've done, everything that Kenny has touched is timeless. Even with After Seven's musics, that 60 years from now, you're still gonna hear Babyface and After Seven. Timeless music just don't fade. So me coming into the situation is I know that, and I know what my family has done, and I realize how high that bar is. So when I'm going through these songs, I may redo a song 10 times I feel like it's okay to release. So it's just taking it and respecting what they've done and continuing to move with that mindset.
So with the other two songs, Whisper My Name and Love Your Love Is Something, uh,
Hmm.
are you doing your harmonies? Are you the only person that's on these two songs?
Yes, I'm doing my harmonies on those. Yes, what it is two different softwares. That's what you're hearing on that. So
Okay.
um, I did this. I did one with a different kind of flair to it. One was less vocals, where Love had most vocals. I spent day and night doing Love, and I think that's why it hit the way it hit. So I just spent a lot more time doing that song.
Production wise.
Yeah.
So you, are you the only one that's doing this? Are you recording yourself? Are you anybody else? Are you sharing the production part of it? Tell me.
No, it's all me. Um, that was something I had to learn. Because I had somebody that was doing my production at first. You know, after I released the first two singles, I decided to take the time into. I'm like, I know everything else. I do the mixing and mastering. I know everything else. One thing I don't know is production. So I had to start, sitting down and start making beats. At the beginning it was kind of tough because just knowing the certain patterns you have to do it in. But now I'm getting used to it. But yeah, everything is me from from the beat to, you know what I mean, lyrics. I can't say all the lyrics fully me because my wife still, since Velvet Nights, my wife has been more help on a lot of the songs, as far as writing it.
That is so dope. Love it. Keep it in house if you can.
That's the idea.
Wow. Okay. Nice. 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 Okay, so we're not gonna focus on anything negative. We're gonna focus on we're gonna not saying we talk about negative stuff, but I
Right.
want you to get rid of the negative thoughts here. Hey, what would you like to be doing? You know how that question usually like the next 10 or 5 years, but time is going by so fast.
Mm-hmm.
2 years. Where would you like to?
2 years, for sure. I expect to be touring. Um, 2 years, um, definitely touring. I'm not gonna say being able to just sit back and tour because I'm always looking for more opportunities, but definitely I see myself 2 years doing some tours. Maybe some maybe as a feature in some films or some shows or something. Definitely producing. I have a few artists that I have to meet up with about producing their album. So producing is definitely in, you know what I mean, one of the things I'm going to be doing. Plus, there's a documentary that the family's working on, so that's coming soon. Yeah, I expect to be doing a lot of things in 2 years. You know what I mean, on more than just a music side.
So I was listening to you, but at the same time, your mother-in-law popped up. And basically, in 2 years, she's hoping to be a grandmother, hoping you're gonna make her a grandmother.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, the timing is right, hey.
Hey, that's cute. Well, I love that. I love that. Okay, tell everyone if there's anything that we have not discussed tonight, please, this is your time to share with everyone. While you're doing that, make sure that you let them know where they can get your songs because these songs are so dope that they need to be in people's playlists. Not on no just hitting on YouTube because we need to actually generate some income from that too. So tell them where they can get your songs.
Okay, so you can find all my music is out on all the platforms, from Spotify to Apple Music to YouTube. You can find just look under Melvin Edmonds Jr. You can Google me also. Google will lead you to my music, so that's always a good way I can find other people's music when I can't find it on the platforms. Um, Yeah, so my music is everywhere. You can even find it in social media, as far as Instagram, Facebook, um, TikTok. I don't know about I don't do X, so I can't say if it's on there. But
Hey, listen, you are on more platforms than some people. So trust me, they are going to find you.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This is amazing. I'm so thankful that music of this kind is not going to stop. It's still coming, but you have to be willing to want to receive it. And right,
Exactly.
we
Yep.
need that love. We need that love. And I'm not saying just right now, even though I just said that, but every day we need love.
hmm
We
We
need.
being from I call the Midwest the mecca of R&B because you got a lot of R&B artists that come from the Midwest. So and that being said, me representing that lineage of plethora of R&B artists who come out of the Midwest. This is something that I definitely owe not only to the Midwest but to Naptown. Just keep their R&B going.
That's what I'm talking about now, town. Hopefully we can get you here sometime soon and light these stages up because I can't
You
wait.
know what? Indianapolis is my home, so I'm most definitely coming.
Okay, come on then. Hey. But if you need anybody help, you let me know. Hit me up, hit me up, hit me up.
I got you.
All right. Well, Melvin Edmonds Jr., thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate you. Thank you so much to, once again, your wife, Brianna, and the team, Edmonds Music. Make sure y'all are following all these pages because they have it going on. The music, woo! And that's all we need to do. We need to keep some positivity going. This music, Velvet Nights. Make sure you go get it. Whisper My Name and Love. Your love is something.
Yes.
I said something, but it's something.
Yep.
Make sure you continue to follow the Candy Show. Once again, this is the official Candy Talk Show Instagram, Candy Talk Show. Make sure you are following the official YouTube page, capital C and the number 2, capital C and the number 2, Candy Productions 2. So, guys, thank you so much. Melvin, I will see you soon.
Yes, you will. Thank you for having me once again.
You're so welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.